Hey, what's up, guys? Twintuitive717 here. I'm back with another reading. I'm going to dive right into some messages around the Divine Masculine Collective. And I feel like the main energy that I'm picking up on is reaching out. Okay, there is this desire, there is this need to want to reach out and communicate with you. Let's see what kind of things the Divine Masculines may be experiencing that it's causing this need or this feel just to be with you or to be in your company. Okay, this could be a Divine Masculine that's a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Stability, harmony, and flow. Okay, they could be feeling good about themselves, or this is what you could bring to the table. Okay, many of them may be ready to express some kind of truth as well. I feel like the mask they've been wearing is that they have been running from this connection and they have been trying to bury up a lot of their feelings, but I feel like naturally being a water sign, their emotions get to them. Okay, this could be a Divine Masculine that romanticizes about you a lot, and romance is important to them. Okay, if they are in another karmic situation that they're not fully invested in because you're on their mind, there's no way I feel that relationship is going to thrive because you're always going to be in the back of their mind. Okay, so this could be something that is causing potentially a lot of tower moments right now. If your Divine Masculine is in another situationship, relationship, whatever the case is, there's definitely thoughts of that tower moment or something falling apart there in terms of emotions. Okay, so maybe not feeling fully connected to someone emotionally, romantically. There could be a lot of disharmony there when it comes to romance or just a sense of connectedness, intimacy, that excited feeling that you get when you come home and you can't wait to be with your partner. I feel like a lot of your Divine Masculines may fantasize or may think about that with you or coming home to you. Ever since you two have connected, they really do not know how to shake that feeling, right? It's like you two may have connected and now you're apart and you've been apart, but they can't shake the fact that your energy is still very much there. And I feel like if it's anything that they could express to you right now is that, you know, they long for stability and harmony and flow, but they don't have it. They've tried to maybe run from this connection, but I feel like the big truth or some big kind of idea or seed that's being planted or maybe even coming into bloom by this summer is the idea that they can go on in some kind of romantic connection that they were previously in. I feel like maybe before you connected with them, it could be after you connected with them. I feel like the obvious truth between you two is that there is a deeper connection there that exists, and it needs to be explored. That's why I'm reaching out for this deck, because I know there's a card in here that talks about your feelings are real and worth exploring. So I'm going to see what kind of energy is coming up for you two. What does the masculine truly feel for the Divine Feminine that they just can't shake? Okay, so we have enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Something that they may not be able to shake is the feeling of wanting to be alone with you or maybe share intimate moments alone with you. That could be a really heavy thing to live with, you know. Like, I could definitely feel this Divine Masculine's energy as being a little bit uncomfortable or even frustrated if they're currently in another relationship, realizing that they may be falling out of love with this person. The feelings that they have for you, it's not a crush, it's not just something that's going to pass, it is something that is lingering. It could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years later. This is still lingering, and it's continuing to grow stronger. I feel like they spend more time planning a future in their mind with you, with this honeymoon card, than they do with the person that they're currently with. So this truth and expression card has a lot to do with somebody who is currently living two different lives, and they're the only ones who know this truth. I mean, maybe aside from you, Divine Feminine, you could also be in the same boat or just genuinely trying to move forward in the best way that you can, although these strong feelings exist between you both. But the truth of the matter is, I'm seeing that I feel like this year is about really clearly deciding what it is you want, because both of you, or one of you particularly, this Divine Masculine, feels really torn. And I feel like that is mental, you know, insanity at some point, because you really do feel like you're living a double life, and it pushes you again to be more clear with what it is you want in order to bring yourself more stability, harmony, flow, and even just peace, inner peace, right? I feel like what this masculine may be trying to communicate through this reading is that they can no longer live this double life. I feel like it is becoming stressful. A lot of them too are not, they're not feeling, like, I'm getting the words youthful. I don't know why I'm getting that. It might just be a thing that between you two, you might have a good time together, you might laugh. Divine Feminine, you might have a way of making them feel youthful. That's something that really stands out to them. And lately in this connection with their person, they've been feeling really stressed. Okay, we do have the disharmony, triggers, and conflict card here. So I feel like a lot of the triggers that are coming up could be about falling out of love. I don't know why I keep picking up on that energy, but it's just what I'm getting for this particular Divine Masculine. What does the universe want you to know about this relationship that you're in that you need to be truthful about? Okay, thoughts and isolation. I feel like they need to come to terms with the thoughts maybe that are in their minds that's making them isolate. That's how they know that they may be falling out of alignment with the person that they're with. The universe wants them to know that they've not been themselves. Pay attention to the thoughts that they're consistently keeping. I feel like they're trapped in a world in their mind. They may isolate themselves away from this karmic person that they're currently with. And when I say karmic person, I just mean that someone, a soul that is ideally there to help you learn something about yourself and to move or past something or to break some kind of karmic pattern within yourself. So I feel like that's what they could be coming to terms with. Many of them could be laying low, again, with them being a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They have the ability to really just hold on to things and the ability to mask their emotions well. But at some point, there is that breakdown. There is that tower moment that's happening. And I feel like many of them are at their wits' end. So pay attention to the thoughts that you're keeping. They'll guide you along the way. What else do you need to know about the situation that you're in? Divine Masculines. Okay, so we're getting the action, Jupiter energy, okay? So courage and about beginnings, new beginnings. And we do have the ace here with the water sign coming up, and we know ace is that new beginning. Okay, so you have beginnings amplified here. So the courage to remove yourself out of a unemotional, loveless situation that you're in, some kind of partnership that I feel like the contract has come to an end. But you may be hesitating to let this go because you're trying to either protect somebody else's feelings, walk somebody else's path, stop somebody else from learning some kind of soul lesson here. And I feel too, it doesn't make it any easier that the Divine Feminine energy has come in as that push for your soul, because it's like almost like another obstacle that you have to get past here. But I feel like the Divine Feminine's energy is also bringing through optimism and hope, okay? So give your relationship a chance, okay? You're getting to work on your partnership. I feel like what the Divine Feminine energy is saying to yourself also, Divine Masculine, is work on the partnership with yourself, because a lot of the times when we need that courage to bring about new action in our lives, working on ourselves, like the partnership that we have, even with, it could be like our healing inner child, the child that exists within us. Every day we might find ourselves having to reparent that inner child. And I feel like having the courage to just be honest, even if it is going to hurt someone else's feelings, or even if it is going to change the course of their lives, like, it's really important. It's like everybody might go through a great transformation, but the cycles that you continue to repeat if you don't remove yourself from this, I feel is what has you just isolating and really in your thoughts and in your emotions maybe. So for a lot of the Divine Masculines, definitely going through some kind of ending here. I feel like they could have distanced themselves, or their relationship or connection between the both of you since you've connected. It wasn't your fault that you guys felt what you felt. But I feel like ever since you've met, there's been a lot of this karmic upheaval, tower moments. And you, Divine Feminine, you've kind of been the source of, I don't want to say blame, but just like the attention may be on you, that ever since you've connected with this masculine, these towers are happening. But I feel like your masculines are gaining clarity that these things existed well before you came along. It was just you brought clarity to the situation. And they are grateful as well that, I mean, like, you bring that to the table. Like, work on your partnership is not necessarily like, hey, leave one relationship and then come entertain me. Like, you genuinely want your divine masculine to release this energy because you want them to ideally live authentically. I feel like that's ideally what this whole bond or connection means to you both at this very moment is, you know, clear your energy by working on yourself. Gain that clarity and you'll have that courage yourself. Stability, harmony, and flow has a lot to do with whoever this is, cleansing. They're coming clean. Okay, many of them are having a lot of these karmic upheavals happening because they're taking off the mask. For me, taking off the mask could mean sobering up. That's been a really big theme in 2024, especially in a lot of my readings for the Divine Masculine Collective. I feel like many of them are paying closer attention to just being mindful of themselves, the awareness, the consciousness. Like, the connection with you has definitely withstood just a lot of people trying to convince the Divine Masculine that this was something that didn't exist, it wasn't real. I feel like the connection between you two has proven just everybody in your community wrong, especially the naysayers who really at one point laughed at this connection. I feel like just watching the spiritual growth that many of the Divine Feminines have gone through, and also watching the effect that it's had on the Divine Masculine, I feel like it's really just, you kind of put a stamp on it in terms of, you know, both of you really just following your hearts. It's the impact and the influence that you have on this Divine Masculine that I feel can't be ignored. And a lot of what it is they're going through right now in terms of this release and releasing patterns, people, places, what fell over here? Honeymoon. Yeah, it's all about them. I feel like just starting to live more in alignment with the life that they want for themselves. And love has a lot to do with this, especially this water sign, whoever it is. A peaceful, romantic, loving relationship, I feel, is something that they deserve. It's something that is a birthright for you as well, Divine Feminine. Yeah, there you have it, passion. That whole love at first sight thing is a gift to the both of you in this particular lifetime. I feel like that's why you continue to test the waters, and pushes you to be more creative and just continue to push the boundaries in your own life and do magical things and make magical things happen. It's because of that passion that exists between you both. It's very rare that exists, and I feel like there's a level of awareness that in 2024 many of the Divine Feminines have gained in terms of detachment and giving this space and allowing contracts to just really wrap up on our own individual terms. You know, if it's one thing the Divine Feminines have learned is really just not to force and to really be in the receiving energy. There's nothing more magnetic and attractive and beautiful than really just being in that receiving energy. And it's like Empress energy, right? It's like all is well. When you know that all is well, everything is aligning, there's no more resistance. And when there's no more resistance, you're like a magnet, you and your Divine Masculine. So that is currently what's occurring right now in the collective. I'm going to draw a tarot card and we'll get the best course of action for both Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. At this time, Divine Masculines, what's your best course of action in terms of this courage and faith that many of you are to have? Okay, so we're getting the Queen of Winter for you, Divine Masculines. So having to be really strong at this time, patient, self-sufficient, even funny, or just finding the humor and everything. You're having to let go of people, places, and things that no longer serve you. And I think that could be that relationship that you may be falling out of love with, or out of romance with, just out of alignment with. I feel like there has been a lot of pressure in terms of if that relationship falls apart, it's because of the Divine Feminine. But the truth of the matter is, Now is the time for you to maybe just focus on yourself a little bit. This says focus on your career. This is for unmarried or divorced individuals. I feel like that could be something that stands out to you as well, Divine Masculine, is, many of you may be assessing like relationships, like why you never got married, why you always get divorced, why you can't seem to find, that balance when it comes to relationships. And then it appears in your divine feminine, but all of a sudden, you've got all these other things on the path to deal with. And I feel like it's because, a lot of those things have a lot to do with how we are in relationships as well. So, yeah, it's definitely time to start stepping up and letting go and having the courage to do that, because it's not always easy on the twin flame path or ascension path when you start letting go of things, because then you start isolating, right? You become alone. But solitude is about realizing just how much we're actually not alone. Okay, it's like almost like you have to really experience something to know the truth, and to speak about it truthfully. So I feel like that's what's happening with the Divine Masculines. Like 2025, I feel like for a lot of them is going to be forced into that place of solitude, and just having to have the courage to get through it and realizing that they don't need anything outside of themselves. I feel like many of the Divine Feminines have really shown themselves that, because the Divine Masculine, or the connection to the Divine Masculine, especially that passion, it's really shown you that, again, for you, you don't need anything outside of yourself. So it's okay to detach, because everything is a part of you. Everything is existing the way that it is. Empress energy, all is well. So the best course of action for the Divine Feminines right now is the 6 of Spring. Wonderful news on its way, smart choices that bring rewards and success and public recognition. So I feel equally many of the Divine Feminines are continuing to focus on your path. I think that many of you with this victory card here can sense that you've definitely come a long way, and this victory is about many of your spiritual gifts continuing to develop so that you can continue on your mission work. I feel like the breakthrough that many of you have had is like letting go of lower level energies that have kept you attached to the cycles with your Divine Masculine. So the need for, with the passion, many of you have really turned that around and have continued to embrace things like celibacy, and you've used sexual energy for creation. You've used it to assist. You've used it to I just feel like harbor energy within you that gives you like just more creative bursts, and like the will to do things, and certain ideas that you've had, you're able to just get it off the ground. So many of you have been able to do to stay in celibacy, and that's had a very healing effect on your Divine Masculines as well, because I feel that it's very difficult to stay in that celibacy energy when you have experienced intimacy with your Divine Masculine, because it's such a powerful, crazy energy that comes over you. And I feel like for many of the Divine Feminines, your 6 of Spring is experiencing victory when it comes to your life path. Many of you have really been spiritual warriors when it comes to lower vibrational energies. You are masters at spiritual attacks. I feel like you're just like, come for me, like, please. When it comes to certain spirits, alcohol, drugs, many of you have been able to, go cold turkey, like, I dare you to say that you can have control of me. So many of you have really stepped up when it comes to not letting anything interfere with your vibration, your frequency, because many of you are ready to be, a conduit. You're ready to be a source. You had to walk certain paths. You had to dance with the spirits. You had to, really connect with the spirits on that level to really show them who's boss. So this is a really powerful time for many of the Divine Feminines. Like anybody who had anything to say about you and your beliefs, and just whatever path that you've chosen in terms of just, it could be unorthodox, it could be again, receiving messages, connecting more to God. That really intimidates a lot of people. A lot of people don't know what it's like to want to be in solitude and to be consistently communicating with yourself, and to sit down and to spend time with yourself, and not need to consume things, and not need to lean on other people. I feel like many of you by staying in a pure state of mind. The victory here that's coming and the success that's coming to you is meant to, I feel like, directly affect your community. Something about like naysayers, a big, like I keep hearing that, and I keep hearing to spit it out for some of you. For the Divine Feminine Collective, like a lot of you have been through the ringer, okay? And I feel like 2024 has really been a year of just kind of letting go, like the final cycle of just, okay, I'm not going to continuously be like sideswept on this journey. Something's got to give. But the most important lesson that many of you have learned is that what had to give was you. You had to make the change. There was no fixing anybody. There was no searching for answers outside of yourself. It was just literal life choices and having the courage to make those choices and, you know, go off in a different direction. Although it might have been, or it might have seemed in the beginning like you had done everything for nothing. I feel like now is the time that many of you are being rewarded for just going on that path that, yes, it seemed really gloomy and dark and like it wasn't going to lead anywhere, but you just followed your calling. So many of you are experiencing a lot of victory and success when it comes to that, and that's going to be for a big purpose and a big reason, because I feel like some of the things that many of your Divine Masculine are going to embark on as some of the tower moments hit them and fall in their particular lives, they're going to see your gifts in action, which is going to keep them aligned to their path when it comes to having to like pull out their sword and really change the course of things in their life. Because when they start using their gifts in a way to help or to change things, the spiritual attacks are like, you know, just as bad or 10 times worse in certain cases with the Divine Masculines, because they're in the doer energy, so they can make things happen a lot faster. That's why when you two connect or you're in touch with one another, the energy is booming, right? It's like you're rolling out of bed at 6 a.m. in the morning, you're in a really good mood, like you're just ready to sit down and make things happen. That's why karmic energies attack and cause that separation. So yeah, that's what I have for this one, guys. I don't want to blab on too much, but yeah, overall a really great reading for coming up for those of you who resonate with it, okay? All right, take it easy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? Bye, guys.